We got a hall monitor
Okay.
in the comment section. You guys see
Oh,
this hall
fuck.
monitor ready to send us to the principal's office? 'Cause, oh boy.
He's literally, look, they are literally doing the SpongeBob meme where it's like that guy who goes, "You think this is funny?" when he's talking to Plankton about the improperly
Yes.
served bird.
See, like
It's
this
perfect.
comment was so funny that I just couldn't record for the past few weeks. I was just knocked out laughing hysterically at Mark Sanchez clutching their pearls this hard. So Mark Sanchez says, like, oh wait, how should we read this like an offended Karen or like a flabbergasted fat principal in an 80s movie?
I mean, I'm okay with anything. If I were to one to read it, I would try to sound like that SpongeBob fish. You think
Oh
this is
man,
funny? In a
The
pleasant sort of
last,
way,
yeah.
yes.
Oh.
I'll read it. I'll be glad to.
Yeah, you should read it. You have a specific voice in mind.
You guys think this is funny? Making fun of the way these characters were drawn or their names and then laughing about it, and then you go on and use words like "cum" and "cross" and "privates" to describe these drawings. Trash take, garbage can emoji.
Hey, yeah, the garbage can emoji was a nice touch. Hey, Mark Sanchez, we're making fun of the background, not the way. Like, I don't think. Like, can you get the cum out of your ears and listen to us? We're mostly making fun of the backgrounds and the name. Okay, all right, the names. Like we can't laugh at a silly name. Like, and I did
like,
look up. I looked up on the name database. There is one Lopez in the world, and to that Lopez, I say, I'm sorry that you have the same name as a shitty Apple Black character. Like, I'm sorry your name sucks.
Lopez. It's like, bro, it's like, look, dude, please, at that point, just make the name Lopez. Like,
Yeah. It's like they're silly names. Like, okay. The one silly name that I feel like I might have to apologize for. I can't power scale the apologies. I keep adding apologies on apologies each episode. You know, we might. Or sorry, I might have to apologize for the way I was putting the real stank on WhytManga's name and saying it with the hard H.
what?
Because apparently he got the name White from his middle name. That's what it says in his Goodreads bio. But then I'm confused. Like, okay, so then why don't you publish your name your manga under Odunze Oguguo so that there's the connection to your popular YouTube channel? Um, like I guess I should apologize for that. But then I just start spiraling, thinking like, wait, do I call you White or do I call you Odunze? And this keeps coming up because I keep wanting to carve our name in a heart on this really beautiful tree in the forest, but I can't do that unless I know what name you want to be called.
Understand the concern.
Okay, I saw like. I'm sorry, like I don't want to just make this the hey, here's why Saturday AM sucks at marketing podcast, but like I saw on Kobo, the healthy gamer psychologist or whoever the hell that YouTube guy, he published a book and it had his real name and then it said also known as the healthy gamer on YouTube. And I'm like, oh right, I remember you from YouTube. Now I have a connection to this book on the ebook store. That's incredible. Why didn't WhytManga do that? Why? Oh my god. Oh, okay. How much can we derail this before we start talking about the card game? Because okay, so WhytManga's new venture is he's going to color all of Apple Black. And I'm just screaming like, no, yes, thank you.
That's
Please.
like when the Super Mario Bros. Z guy said, after he was on hiatus for like 5 years, he was like, I'm going to remake it from episode 1. Like, he remade his entire series after having been on hiatus for 5 years.
So,
And it's like, I get it. I get like the desire to go back and touch up your earlier work, like redo the earlier stuff, but also like,
but remaking the whole thing,
dude, I'm just shocked by this. Like, okay, so he's gonna release it on his Patreon, which is like, and I don't know if there's plans to like put this in book form later, and it's just like, dude, like you just got Apple Black to print, like this is a pretty good publishing deal. Like it's in a lot of bookstores. Like I know Volume 5 is a little harder to find, but I see like Volume 1 pop up pretty regularly, and it's like, well, okay, I just bought Volumes 1 through 5 of Apple Black. Like, are you asking me to double dip again? And just like, and doing the color version now, it's just like, but wait, I just spent all this money. Like, and oh,
Yeah,
but
it's
I
like
guess it doesn't matter because he blocked me on Patreon. And so, you know what? I am the crying, seething person after I get blocked. Like, that's me. I couldn't believe it. What have I done to deserve this other than being his number one fan? He doesn't want my money? That's terrible. Now I'll never see Apple Black in full color.
I totally agree.
look,
Valid
you
crash
know,
out.
as the two of you may know, I read a fair bit of fanfic.
Yes.
And for some reason, going back and being like, you know what, I don't like how this is turning out. I'm gonna go back and rewrite the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then the rewrite dies like 8 chapters in, and
Yeah.
the story never gets touched again. And it's like, God damn it!
Yeah. Oh my God. But here's the other thing.
Every fucking time.
This isn't WhytManga's first venture in redoing Apple Black, which is just like and I'm like, see, I'm concerned as a fan. No, because like I'm just like, dude, if he starts like fucking around with like the text or the plot like in the color version, and there's now like a I think the third version now floating around, I'm like, dude, like you gotta let it go, man. It's like if you're like, okay, I'm gonna boost sales by releasing a color. It's like you do that when your manga is proven to be successful, or if it's like special anniversary edition, here we go. Hey, you want to experience this story again? All right. It's like I don't know how I don't know. People are used to reading manga. That's like a very small number of people that are like, oh, I can only do comics in color. Like I know that person exists. I just don't. But it's like Apple Black is drawn in like a very manga art style. So I don't know. Like it reads like a manga. So I don't think you're gonna get those guys that are just like really like their brain is more attuned to like full color superhero comics being like, well, now that it's in color, I could, like that's gonna be a pretty small slice of the.
Yeah.
Okay, so Apple Black was first released as a webcomic, and then it got picked up by Saturday AM, and then it was late. I'm not sure when this was retooled, but okay, if you read Apple Black in like from the Saturday AM magazine, it's different from the book version, which is like that does happen in manga. Like authors will change things and from like serializing
to make it more clear what's happening.
Okay,
change it for
but
readability.
here's the real kicker. He added the character Opal Wadmore, who is one of the main characters, pretty much Sano's girlfriend. He retroactively adds her in chapter 2, and she has this big like introduction, and it's okay. Yeah, so there's the sense of like, okay, like if you were reading this from day one and you're still like keeping it up with the magazine edition, then it's like, wait, why the fuck is who's this chick? And okay, so if you read Apple Black on a manga pirating website, they took the original run of Apple Black and they lifted that and they published it on their manga pirate sites. And WhytManga does not want you to read these. He gets very upset when people do. Like I saw him on a Reddit sock account arguing with someone in like r/manga piracy or something like that, being like, no, you should read like the legit ones because it's updated. And it's just like, dude, well, how are you arguing with somebody in a manga piracy subreddit? Like that's not the guy you should be pitching volume 5 to. I would think that the success of your series hinges on how many people buy volume 5, not like some Joe Schmo on Reddit reading the pirated version. So if you read the pirated version, like it's okay. And here's the real kicker. Okay, remember that Hunter x Hunter page I was showing you guys? Like, okay, this is so text dense. It's like comparable to that Hunter x Hunter meme page. That didn't exist in the original run. That was a page that he added later. And all of the worst pages of Apple Black are the ones that he retroactively added to the story later. And if you look at the pacing of the original, like if the one you could read on the pirating website, the pacing is way better because chapter 2 of the original run starts with like one of Sano's classmates going to his mother's grave and having this like quiet contemplative moment, which is like kind of like what you need after like, okay, chapter 1 is Sano's first day in real school after being homeschooled his whole life. His big introduction to the city. You learn about the world, the magic system, and it ends with this big explosive fight where he defeats Grudon Fetimunga trying to infiltrate into the science lab. Okay, and so then that there's just a lot of shit going on in chapter 1 and laying the groundwork.
Games.
And then so then chapter 2 is like this kind of slow, mellow, like, okay, we're gonna take a breather, and it like don't get me wrong, it's still like not good, but it is one of those like, okay, there's like potential here, like you kind of like understand it, and it's just like to see how this manga got so much worse when he like started futzing around with it and being like, okay, well, chapter 2 instead, we're gonna introduce Opal Want More, and I'm gonna add this giant fucking text dump page. It's like every change that he has made to Apple Black has made it worse. And I don't understand how somebody can have manga as like their main thing and just get worse over time. It's like that's like kind of like part of that's okay. That is part of the fascination for me, is that he is able to do whatever he wants to do with this manga, which is like it does make it like kind of this cool outsider art kind of thing where you don't have an editor trying to steer the ship. Like he really could just do whatever. Like I know there is Frederick Jones, CEO of Saturday AM, is credited as an editor. I don't know how much input he has on Apple Black, but to have a long running comic just be like one person's vision is interesting. But like I'm just looking at this like, okay, but the way that you're changing things, it is like against what is a manga. Like it does feel it's like the product he's making is something different from how a manga typically operates. And the fact that like he, like when he gets pushback, it's like, well, you just don't understand my manga. And to just double down and to say like, well, people aren't understanding, so I'm going to add more pages where it's text dump info boxes so that people understand. And it's like the more I learn about Apple Black, it really is like this perfect reflection of the author. It's so fascinating. Like it is like when I say it's the worst manga I've ever read, I mean that like I want it to continue, even if it is the worst. Like I want to see where this goes. But like it's not gonna go anywhere if he keeps circling the drain and it just keeps like, oh well, if I just do this different, then people will get it. And just looking down on the audience and feeling like they don't understand.
It is a really interesting tendency a lot of creatives have to just go back and revise their work into the ground.
Like,
and it's I get it. No, but nobody's really ever satisfied with their early work or their work in general. But sometimes, eventually, you have to just let it go.
Yeah.
Time I ever think it makes sense to revise is and TAPIR will relate to me on this as a fellow YouTuber, is in the YouTube thumbnail situation. If you have a thumbnail that's not getting any hits, revising that is really smart. YouTube even has a feature now where you can have 3 separate thumbnails and do a thumbnail test. TAPIR taught me about that. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, look, revisions are something that should be done before a wide release.
Yeah.
Generally.
I don't know where this color version's going. If that's going to be distributed by the publisher. It's also weird that like, okay, well, you're signed onto this deal with Quartro Books, and why are pages being released on like behind the Patreon paywall? I guess it's specifically so I don't see them. Because I guess I just hurt his little feelings a little too much, so I'm just not allowed to see the color version of Apple Black, and I got to turn into the ant with Bindle and take a gosh darn hike. And it's not for me. Like he's releasing it through Saturday AM. Like the serialization is through Saturday AM. The books are through Quattro. Like what am I not understand? Like I don't. Oh, anyway. That's the latest WhytManga update.
I do have one question though. I mean, I'm thinking of trying out Apple Black, but I don't know if it's like too late because isn't Apple Black 2 and White 2 coming out soon on DS? I just wait for the remake, There's a sequel.
Just wait for the remake.
Aren't Saturday AM already working on Apple X and Y?
If only.
Console coming out. So.
If only.
The first 3D Apple game.
Don't give them ideas. They'll start bragging about that forever.
The first
oh my god.
The first 3D first black protagonist is shown in manga.
Oh my god.
But anyway.
I don't know if I bring this to the card game. I forgot if I brought this up. Like, there's no Opal card in the set 1, and I'm confused because like she's like the girl in Apple Black. Like like you would, I don't know, like maybe like this is all. Maybe it would be cool if this game was like clever foreshadowing to Volume 6 of Apple Black, and we will abruptly get like a protagonist shift. So it's Neon and Angelo going on an adventure, and you know Sano's back home. That would be cool if this game was designed to be a sample of that, and then different releases will correspond with like what happens in the book. So like you know what, I believe in this game. I know they're gonna get more than more than one expansion pack. They're gonna do it. I haven't checked the Gamefound lately. What are they at for the Gamefound? I mean, they are still at 5% funded. Well, but they also
Interesting. Yeah, I'm checking the link now as well.
yeah, but they said that there's still plans for a retail release. Oh yeah, that was there was a live stream where they or Saturday AM reviewed the March Art Madness fan art entries, and because the winner of that got a pretty fat Amazon gift card and the right to design a card in set 2 of Saturday Wars. And they said something about how the tariffs might impact the card game being released. So who knows where that's gonna go? Which does suck. Although the even funnier part of that live stream was CEO Frederick Jones was talking a lot about how if you don't make movies, you shouldn't criticize movies, and saying that they want, what was the word they used? I think it was, I forgot if it was honest critique or legitimate critique of their card game. Which, hey, I've said it plenty of times. I don't play card game. My opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So
I mean, look, we're being plenty honest.
yeah,
You know, I'm not exactly. None of us are exactly experts in the field of card games. But I like to
no.
think I know. I like to think I know a bit. I like to think I know a thing or two about how they play and what makes a card game fun.
I think anyone could just look at players switch hands and be like, that doesn't sound right.
That
It's
sounds
like I
like
don't.
a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think you need like a PhD in card games to say like, oh, I don't want that. No, don't take my Sano
Sorry,
card.
Tapir. I'm sorry, Tapir. You don't have a PhD in card game.
Oh,
You can't
hard.
criticize the layout.
And like I did go to college
Oh,
for like game design stuff, and we designed like games and card games as well. So technically, if we wanted to pull the
Technically,
literate cards,
you are an expert.
that's true. Oh, that was in that stream. They showed some cards, and I saw that there was one with a new layout. So and
Oh my god!
they put the text on top of the card. Oh my gosh, let me try to find it. Oh, I was
Holy
like, oh
shit!
my
Are they
god, this is
listening?
like that would be a great improvement. But my one
I mean, we know they watch the show.
I don't know if they're still watching after.
They might not still be watching.
Yeah,
But
they
they
might
definitely
have.
watch some
They
of the
watched.
show.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, our message about players switch hands got to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the new card layout was shown with the old one, and it's like, guys, you can't like mix and match. Like, you gotta
Yeah,
like.
that's another thing. You gotta pick one.
That would be like even worse. Like it's like, are they designing cards like it's like an MS Word document? Like you move one thing and everything.
Yeah.
All right, I got the screen cap. Ooh.
Good. Let's check it out. You're gonna put it in the group chat?
Yeah. So this was from their stream, and see they.
Man, that mascot is so. I hope that me pointing that out
Right?
so often doesn't cause him to kill him off. But he's such a cute little guy.
No, no, he'll stay
Community likes
around.
him.
I see. One of them is different. That's
Yeah, but then become a top
wait a
ranked player. That's different from the previous version of that card. Like, it didn't have the yellow, and they changed the art. I also saw that Mikhail Barogue change, because I pointed out last time that Mikhail Barogue, Onyx leader, well, he's not an Onyx leader. Like, I don't know if this is going to be like an alternate card, because I think they said that they were going to do different variations on the same one. This might just be some alternate art.
Wait a second.
Wait,
yeah.
See, they didn't change the backgrounds. The Isao Akia confident.
Okay, wait a second. Wait a fucking second. Okay, there are two Isao cards.
Okay.
So this is just so there's Isao Akia and there's Isao the Confident. Have the effect listed. Right. Neither of them
Oh,
have the
wait,
effect
yeah.
on this version of the card. Right.
Wait, yeah. What's
it's using the art from Isao Akia.
yeah? What is going on?
Right. It has the progress cost of Isao the Confident. Yeah.
See, now, like,
so the rules text and flavor text have changed. Like are not on either of these.
yeah. So yeah, now
They
I'm wondering,
basically
like,
just made an entirely new card. Actually, that symbol in the bottom.
yeah, that's not one of the rarity symbols. I think.
Yeah, what the fuck is happening here?
I'm more distracted by the arm. The arm just doesn't make sense because he's doing a punch forward, and yet the arm is drawn like he would have his hand down. It's so odd.
Yeah.
It's like he has a rapid.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
This is so I
Like,
see.
this looks like an alternate art treatment, right? He's like going over the text, which also going over the fist is covering part of the text, which is not good.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Don't do that.
I'm confused if the one with the yellow, if that's an older one or because you would think, like, after playing with the cards, like, oh, okay, maybe let's not put the title text in the middle. That's kind of bad, and so they change it. But that I don't know what the process is. I think
Actually, let's see.
Oh, yeah, the one on the bottom where
wait
his
a
fist
second.
is just under the text. That's an improvement. That would be ideal. I know they were trying to make it like stand out.
Wait a second. Okay, wait a second.
Yeah.
So, okay, the rules text here. Each time you play a jig something plot twist, place a progress marker on the current chapter. Each time you play a bully eater chi craft plot twist, place a progress marker on the current chapter.
Yeah.
The effect from Isao the Confident with the art from Isao Akia normal.
Yeah.
But also it's called Isao Akia Confident.
Yeah.
It's also that doesn't say bully eater chi craft. It says something else entirely. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What this is.
What? Yeah.
I feel like this is maybe a prototype.
Man,
people sometimes use.
It also feels like it could be an alternate art treatment, or like I don't know what is happening. I don't know what's happening here. I would love some insight from Resurrection Games on this.
Yeah, that would be like a cool here's like the first prototype and like just going by step of like how they designed the cards out. Because like I don't want to get too caught up on the AI art issue. Like I just want to know like who the thought process, because it's like, well, this most recent stream like just looks very different. So it's like, okay, is that old or new? And I'll send the Mikhail original card. This, I think we went over this one last week, the one with the big old stinky fart cloud.
The back.
If they change it because
like the dojo, that just doesn't make sense how that building is structured. That does not feel like a building that a human drew. It's just the windows, the window panels like go up in jagged ways that don't.
Yeah.
That's going to be my most confident. That's AI guess that I've seen so far. That's an AI background.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, because to go to the comment section, like, so Martial Arts Manga said, banger of a video. I love the three of you chatting away about the game and figuring out things as the video went on. The funny thing is we now have AI time lapses too, but I don't think these have AI in them. Either way, great video. Now, Marshall has he's a friend of mine. He runs the manga company Lumbento, and he's very careful about not getting involved in drama. So I am like, even though like we're buddies, I am a little surprised to see him publicly comment. I mean that with love. So when I'm like, okay, I gotta like act right, so I don't implicate any friends. I'm thinking of him. Like I don't want him associating with me to drag him down. And same with you guys. So when I say like, oh, there's AI art, that's me saying it. I don't want you guys to feel like
yes. And when I say something's AI art, it's also TAPIR saying it officially. So
exactly. It's like I don't want you guys getting in trouble. I don't want any of my like, just because I'm screaming the sky is falling doesn't mean you guys are. I'm the one that like
You're very good.
Yeah, look, if anyone asks about the things I said on this podcast, actually TAPIR said them.
There we go, voice changer.
Yeah, exactly.
This podcast is just TAPIR in his room with two like AI voice changers.
It's all AI. It's all AI. Yeah. Like I think the ones I will say that I have the most questions about are the cards from Massive Multiplayer World of Ghosts. Those two, like the one with the big messy room, that one looks pretty bad. But like you can't like I know like you can't say, oh, this is AI unless you see somebody rev it up the image generator and like, and that is like it's I don't want to be too accusatory either, because like if because that's not fun. Like I guess I just think it's a little sus that if they're going on about how much they're celebrating artists, and then some of the cards appear to have AI. I don't think though they've really address that properly. Hopefully, although despite all of my whining, not your whining, my whining, just so that you two are innocent.
Yeah.
I hope they don't change the Arclight Phoenix for the final release, because I love that card.
It's
Like it is grown up.
at this point.
Right. Like, even though it's like, okay, I think this was like AI colored at the very minimum. It looks like an AI color job. I don't want them to change it. It's like it's so dopey. I love it. It's like in that like ugly cute, like, we've used it for so many thumbnails. It's like, oh, it's part of the game now. So if they change it, I'm gonna be so sad. Like, hopefully, like us making fun of it so much doesn't like make them back out. Like, I already see,
Yeah,
like,
I
like
think,
yeah.
look. I think if they touch it up a bit to get rid of like some of the hand goofiness,
Mhm.
maybe the lighting,
Yeah.
that might
Yeah.
That would still maintain the original quality of the art, and it would just be improvements
be
on,
good.
yeah,
But
the goofiness.
I,
like
I,
what
I
Ron
want
said.
them to keep that like chunky little chicken body that they gave the Arclight
yeah,
Phoenix.
yeah. Keep the chunky little chicken body.
Oh my gosh.
Keep the thing where they're not actually making eye contact, they're looking
Yes,
past
no,
each other.
no eye contact. He's a little porker. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, he like comes down
Hopefully,
from the sky like I'm a holy being, but he won't look at you and look you in the eye.
hopefully, when like the Arclight Phoenix comes back in the current run of Clock Striker, they will still render it like a fat little chocobo.
Look,
That would be awesome.
look, guys, the Arclight Phoenix, look, it's just Asperger's, syndrome.
Right.
You
More like Asperger's Phoenix.
Asperger's Phoenix.
Oh, right. So Mark Sanchez in the comment section, who got very offended by us making fun of the way the characters were drawn, which, like, again, we were making fun of the shitty background art, which, like, whether or not you want to say it's AI or not, the background art doesn't match the characters for a lot of these, so I think that's fair game. Mark Sanchez, I saw that their profile picture was AI art, and that took a little digging, but I found the Arclight Phoenix, so I could find anything. I am confident in this. Found the original post for Mark Sanchez's thing, and it was like a Pinterest account where it's somebody who just like generates a bunch of like cool anime art and just dumps them on Pinterest. It's so weird because like this is a weird sock puppet account, because they made the account the day that they commented. So this is somebody who um I don't get it. Like how, why were you so hurt by us making fun of these drawings? Like, you would think that they would white knight for the artist that we were showing off, like say like, hey, you guys got to ease up on her. Like, you would think you'd do that with a sock puppet. What, you're making a whole ass sock puppet account to complain about us saying the word cum? Like, we're furries. You get a group of furries together, we're gonna start talking about cum. What do you think's gonna happen?
Look,
Yeah.
y'all are furries. I'm only furry adjacent.
Okay,
You're
my
a field
bad,
furry
my bad.
ally. You've been to at least one of the Yes 5 streams, right?
Yeah, no, I haven't actually.
But
That's,
your avatars are
You
rad.
missed out on the best.
You have a persona for this podcast. I'm sorry.
I mean, this is true.
You can't
this
say
is
you're
true.
totally not furry if you're represented by a small
I'm-
rat.
Look. I'm on the border of
Okay.
of the furry kingdom.
I respect that. I respect that.
How does Trixie song go?
I'm
right
not
on
a
the
full
fringe of
fledged
acceptable refrain.
furry, but I'm
Yes.
right. I'm not a full fledged furry, but I'm a
Okay.
little bit fuzzy.
Okay,
I have my
I respect that.
whiskers.
I respect that. Well, there's a furry majority.
There's a furry majority. Yeah, there's a furry majority of 2.5 to half. There are two wolves inside you. One is a furry, the other is not.
So I think I've laughed enough at Mark Sanchez. Hopefully they come back
Yeah.
after that banger of a, like, hope you made a whole sock puppet account for little old me. You can't just only make one comment, Mark Sanchez. I want to hear all of your thoughts and everything you're offended by. So we'll be sure to
Yes, Mark.
never
Give
ever
us more. Feed us.
like crotch. Why is crotch a bad like cum crotch and privates? Like it's so freaking weird, man. Like how puritanical are you, man?
It's like I understand cum, but crotch, seriously? Like crotch and privates are already a euphemism.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I guess I should when we talk about Mikhail, we gotta talk about his huge throbbing dick. We gotta talk about that giant dick that's spurting out that giant cloud of cum behind him. Him and Brutus Elefante and their giant elephant dicks are just gonna keep. You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna demonetize this video. Come. I don't care. You take your fucking money, YouTube. I love saying the word come, and I'll keep saying it.
Oh boy, it's time to shout slurs into the microphone.
All right, now that we've said every slur in alphabetical order, let's hit
Every
up
single slur.
Every single
my favorite is
slur.
Dunma.
What does that one mean?
Oh, that's an extremely specific Turkish slur for trans women.
Wow.
Originally referred to a specific group of Jewish converts to Islam.
What the frick?
So, you know, I'm double dipping here.
Wow, that is that is a very specific kind of person who could say that. That's incredible.
Yeah. No.
Well, thank you. I do love learning about language. I will say that.
Ready to jump into the first card on that note?
Yeah, we're I don't know if we want to hit some more comments on comments.
Oh, sure, we can do some comments. Yeah,
keep the comment train going.
Comments going.
Yeah.
Oops, all comments.
Oops, all comments.
Thank you so much for reading those, TAPIR, to give us an idea of what the fan's saying. I think I've been doing my best to respond, but I fell a little behind. So genuinely, thanks
all good
for the comments. You're awesome.
I do better at just reading the comments and responding. Let's see. Red Panda 3309 says Brutus Elefante is a cum bender with a shocked emoji. Like, yeah, this gets it. And another comment from Red Panda. Season finale tabletop simulator? Please, yes. With
oh my god. Yeah.
Yes. We have to make an app.
Do tabletop simulator where we actually play with these cards.
Oh, I have an announcement. I am going to be holding a Saturday Wars tournament. I can't believe I'm bearing this deep into the podcast. But yes, I will be at Iberanime on the 17th and 18th of May, and I will hold a Saturday Wars tournament, probably in the cafeteria. I don't know. I will be there. I don't know the exact time I will do this, but it will happen. And I believe this will be the first time Saturday Wars is played on the Eurasian continent, if I'm using that term correctly. So there's no prizes, there's no winners. But if you win this, you could say I am the Saturday Wars Eurasian champion, because I believe it's only been played in America so far. So you can claim that. You can claim that.
Did this count as Saturday Wars' first organized play event?
They did one. There was one where the artists were playing it at a convention, but I don't know if that was like available to the public.
Ooh, you should offer something really cool that wouldn't cost any money for the winner, which would be if they want their name or a username to be mentioned in a future episode, we'll just say the one who won that tournament is Bloody Blas. If they'd like to.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it would be pretty neat to film it or some of it.
Oh. Yeah,
maybe like the final.
That would be cool. So I want to use a chess timer to make sure that, the games don't drag on and everyone gets a migraine. I want to make that. I also want to put the stipulation that the card has to have had appeared in their official tabletop simulator release. Like so that way we don't get it, because there's no official card yet. So
yeah.
So people can. So I don't want any jokester showing up with their fake card. So I will be bringing the print to play decks. So if you haven't printed out your own cards, you can borrow mine. I still haven't. I somehow have not been kicked out of the Saturday Wars Discord server. So when I figure out what time I want to do this, because I have some friends that are doing the cosplay competition, and there's like some manga panels I want to hit up. So when I figure out what time, I will post that in the Saturday Wars official Discord. And so if you want to say hi, you want to play some cards, do that. I know that they are wanting to find more to get more people to join their Discord. I know that was like on their Gamefound was oh yeah, that's one of the goals for on the Gamefound is when they get 2,500 Discord community members, they will unlock alternate art for Dante the Disco Saint, the soul beat guy. Let's see. And right now they have I want to see how many members they have at the moment. 86 members at the moment. So they're a little short of their
So we have a
2,500.
ways to go.
Yeah. So, like, if you're on the fence, like, just join the Discord. Let them know how much you love Saturday Wars. And yeah, I will hopefully see you at Iberanime, and we'll be playing the Saturday Wars. I'm probably gonna hold it in the probably in like the cafeteria area where all good card games are, because I didn't like rent a room or anything or a panel space for this.
There's no, like, I could be mistaken, but there's no, like, cards that give us insight to the food, the culture, the, like, living style of the characters. There's, like, all these cards that are, like, badass characters, but what about, like, the cook of Apple Black, if there's one of those, or something like that, you know? Like,
Yo, that would be cool.
Yeah, I would probably love that card. That'd be like,
oh my gosh, you're right. Like a health boost card that that's like, oh,
it's
this
like,
is
to bring in Magic comparisons again.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this is me we're talking about. You will never escape them. Like Magic has all sorts of like, this is just like the fucking castle like seneschal. This is like the guy in the background doing administrative work, and he this gives a boost. Right? This provides an effect. I mean, there is literally a card. There is literally a card that is a cook.
That's cool.
It's kind of a joke card. But it's not actually a joke card, but it kind of feels like one. Because the name is really, really long.
Do you remember the name by any chance?
I cannot pronounce it.
Okay. I won't put you on the spot.
Look, it starts with an A and ends in Kuldakar. I mean, just look up like long, like, no, it wouldn't. I'm not sure it would be the longest actually, because that would be an unset.
Yeah.
Just look up Magic chef character and you'll probably find her. It's
and there's one more comment I wanted to read, actually, from my other podcast that I do with Kamugi, the Scooter Pitch podcast. There was one comment that I replied to, and I said, like, hey, this little Saturday AM related, so I'll read it on the other podcast. So Canadian Turtle on the Scooter Pitch podcast, episode 2, said, one thing I've learned is that the world of business and the world of manga, in particular, are heavily interconnected. Business is all about efficiency and deadlines. I've learned in the marketing industry that you should always have a finished product at the end of the day. You should never come to a business meeting saying, oh, I'll have it done next week, but it'll be better. For any artist, never do that. Get used to making art that isn't perfect. No manga is perfect. This industry is filled with deadlines and mistakes. And if you focus on the wrong thing in your art, that is also a great mistake. This is a fast-paced industry, and attention to detail is a heavy risk. There is no shame in what detractors claim as cheating. And even if it was, I honestly don't care. Manga is about getting high page count per month to remain relevant. I want to share that I learned a lot of tips from Frederick of all people, LOL. Funny enough, even though I love these videos, I must also give credit to Frederick, meaning the Saturday AM CEO, because he originally said years ago that digital programs is the future. Smart artists will work digitally because it saves money, time, and you have access to all the colors and assets. Working traditionally / analog is high risk. It's something the marketing industry would gut you for. I think in order to become successful in manga, you should only learn what you need to learn. Screw everything else, cheat if you must. Kind of like learning Blender or 3D. The reason most people quit is because they try to learn too much too quickly. Blender is not supposed to be like that. For example, if there are 1,000 different tools in Blender, you should only master the 2 or 3 that will help you in your specific goals rather than learning all 1,000 different things that Blender has to offer. That is unnecessarily overwhelming and gets people to quit. Those are some of the most important things I learned on my journey through the industry. Hope to support you guys on Patreon in the future. Aw, thank you. And also, Frederick Jones, if you're reading this, I would not be the manga artist I am today without your helpful words. I mean that from the bottom of my soul, dude. Thank you for your advice. Looking forward to purchasing Clock Striker.
I'd like to comment as well, because I really am so thankful that they looked to the Patreon. They were open and leaving such an insightful comment. It reminds me of something that that Trixie said when reacting to Scooter Pitch episode 2 last night, where she responded saying that when you get a comment of this length, something so insightful where they tell you about their life and how their life was inspired by other creatives' work, it really feels like you know the person. Like Trixie was saying, like,
Yeah.
I know this person from this comment, and they were reacting to Canadian Turtles comment when they said that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow, that's
I'm so
cool.
thankful for all of our commenters who get interested in our
Oh,
lives like that. And if you ever want to connect and like talk more because you seem like awesome people, just reach out
right.
via like commenting on my channel or like connect over Blue Sky or something like that because I'd love to talk with you one on one.
Yeah, yeah. And he left another comment. That one's a little longer. So, but what stood out is he says that the reason I've become a long-term supporter early on is because I want to familiarize myself in the manga making space. So no more Joe Rogan episodes, less UFC videos, less video essays, less political videos. Just consume only more art-related content. And content on this podcast is a mainstay for me. Oh my god. Oh, thank you so much, Canadian Turtle. That is awesome. Like hearing I was just on such a thank you so much. Like hearing hey, I stopped listening to Joe Rogan, but I'm listening to you guys. Bro, that means a lot. Like, thank you so much. Like,
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of
I think we have I think that's definitive proof that we're better than Joe Rogan.
I think so, yeah. Like, I
That's a
hear
high
a lot of
bar.
people saying like, hey, how do we get the kids to stop listening to Joe Rogan? Right here. We did it. We
We did it.
we figured it out. So but back to his other comment. I just wanted to say thank you so much for that second one. But with him saying that cheating in manga and all that, I think if Saturday Wars said like, hey, AI art is the future, and we're gonna take these shortcuts because that's just the way the industry is moving. Like, I wouldn't be happy about that, but it's like I get it. I know there was a webcomic website, Voiche. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm very sorry, but they released an AI art coloring tool for their artists to use to color their manga using AI tools. And what's interesting about their AI art is that they try to source it ethically and to only use artists who consented to having their art data trained. Now, I do disagree with feeling like, oh, this needs to be in color, and I do like I like manga because it's allowed to look shitty, for lack of a better term. Not every manga is going to be berserk and be this huge flex of skill. Sometimes it's just one guy doing the best that they can, and I really love that. And so I don't think that this tool is necessary, but I think that's an interesting option that they presented. And they wrote up like a whole thing about their ethical concerns with AI and their approach and mindset. It's like, okay, that's interesting. That's neat. I don't know how it'll play out. Like if this is something that a lot of artists will on their website will adopt, but I think that's like kind of what's like gnawing at me with with some of these gnarlier Saturday AM backgrounds. It's like, dude, if you used AI art, like you could just freaking tell us, man. Like I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about what you said in that regard with manga being allowed to look not as professional in some regards, like not professional, but like not as detailed.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is like so many artists have like certain things that they want to explore. Like obviously Kentaro
Yeah.
Miura, like he is just such a painterly amazing artist, and I can understand for some people that would be like the best they've ever seen in a medium. But then other artists are really good for like expressionism and movement and conveying movement in their work. Like there's this artist whose name I don't remember, but Trixie told me about them, who did the Bakemonogatari ending themes and also the Fully Coolly manga version. And
yes, I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's like Ueda or something like that. Their art is super simple. Their art is like super cartoony, simple, but it like has such a fluidity to it where it feels like it's alive and it's moving, even if it's still. So I think that's something that's kind of important about manga. Like people come to manga for the artistry, even if that artistry isn't like painterly.
Yeah,
it's the talent skill.
Oh yeah,
I was going to say.
I think like the thing I would push back on Canadian Turtles comment is that saying that like, oh, you need to do like I get it, but also like there are manga, like serialized manga, that still do it traditionally, and that it might just be like how somebody's workflow is set up, like just they might just think better on paper. I think a big benefit of traditional manga is you could sell you could sell the pages after you've drawn them, and that's like a huge benefit. I've heard some mangaka like refer to their hand inked pages as like, oh, this is my retirement plan. Like I'm gonna sell this after I retire for that, which is cool. Like having that.
That's true.
I know there was Inio Asano, like he was tweeting like how it's like, oh, I found these old Poon Poon pages while I was cleaning. I don't know what to do with them, and like all the replies are like,
Sell
for the
them.
love of God,
Sell
please let me buy
them.
this. Right? So a bookstore put them up on display for everyone to admire. And like, I think that
this also goes for webcomic artists. If like, because it's not as common nowadays, but it's, at least in the past, it was very common for webcomics to be drawn on paper and then scanned in.
Yeah.
And some artists still do that. So
Yeah.
selling the original drawing, very good source of income.
Oh yeah. I heard on the Draftsman podcast, they did an episode about AI art, which was like the episode that kind of made me like get over my just my existential dread over AI, was hearing them talk it through and say like, hey, this is a tool and it's here now, so we kind of have to accept it. And they outlined like, okay, there's gonna be like a scale of like 1 to 10, how comfortable are artists with using AI, and to try to like understand where's the public's perception, where's the individual artist perception. And they said how an interesting angle of like, okay, if everybody can use AI, they made the argument that this will put a higher value on traditional art, that the hand-drawn art is going to go up if anyone could just generate an image, which was an interesting angle. And I don't know if because that episode's a few years old now, so I don't know if their prediction like turned out correct, but there is something special. And that is like why I go to manga. Like, I want that personal connection with the artist, with the story. But where it's like AI doesn't like there. It's like, yeah, it can make something, but like if it's not expressing, if it's just like, oh, that's like a cool anime thing, it's like, well, what are you trying to say with that? And I think that if like there is like some AI art where probably like one of the more interesting ones is, I saw that there was an artist on Pixiv who, like the bio was something like, oh, I never learned how to draw, and now that there's AI, I can express myself. It was one of those. And all of his Pixiv account was AI generated images of schoolgirl Yuri, where they had at least one of the arms amputated. It was usually both of the arms, and they were and so it'd be like the two girls cuddling without arms, and it's like, what the hell is it?
You know
Like,
what? Live your truth, dude.
right? Yeah, and I'm just like, oh my god. So you've been given the gift of art, and you're just going to generate this one specific type of Yuri. It's like, what? Like that's like weirdly fascinating to me, that like, oh, I didn't know this would exist. I didn't know that this is something that you could be into, and you're just so into it. Like I'm interested in that.
Honestly, hearing about it, I'm kind of into that.
Right. Yeah,
I
like
am
it's like
personally
I want.
not a big fan of that, but mostly I'm not a big fan of Yuri. However, live his truth. I agree with Chroma. I mean,
Yeah,
not Yuri. I meant to say I'm not a
sorry,
big fan.
I don't want
I'm
to.
sorry. I'm a big fan of Yuri. I meant to say I'm not a big fan of AI. I was fumbling through my
Yeah,
words so
yeah,
much that I came out not a big fan of Yuri. Keep it keep it between.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not into the AI part of it, but look,
yeah,
but you know what?
yeah,
Yeah, Amputee Yuri, love
I
to
was
see
gonna
it.
say, like, yeah, I
yeah.
approve of that. That's fine.
Yeah, like if it's something so specific where it's like, wait, why are you doing this? Like, there's something like, and then it just makes me interested in the person. Like, I don't care about the AI drawings. It's like, where it's like, yeah, I like, if even if like it looks shitty and like and they're hand drawing it, it would still be like, oh wait, why is this what you're drawing? And like, and that and like, and inciting that question is interesting. And and seeing artists that will use AI like that has been interesting. Or like, artists that will start with AI and then be like, oh, I'm so inspired, I like, now I'm gonna learn how to draw. Like, I think that's really cool. I think that would be that like, I have seen like best case scenarios unfold like that, where someone say like, oh, I was having fun playing with AI, so I decided to pick up a pencil. Like,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I was gonna say I'm
like
not. The only reason I was like not a fan of AI was because it's on Pixiv so much, but thankfully there is a button for
yeah,
disabling all of that. Because
yeah,
there's so many times
that's
I'll be like,
feedback.
Yes,
uh,
yeah,
Yeah,
artist I
it's a
want to see or
very
like a
good feed.
character, and I'll click on the tag for it. That's like the character's OC or the character tag, and it'll be a bunch of AI. But thank goodness there's a button to turn that off if I just want to see the.
Yeah,
yeah,
sometimes it's not properly marked,
Yeah.
which is annoying, but it gets most of the AI stuff if you click that slider off.
Yeah, I think I also have this like kind of like cautious mixed feelings because, you know, I've been very open about like, hey, I like learned how to draw by tracing the Clip Studio anime dolls. So it's like, okay, so if I was born like a few years later, I would have learned to draw by tracing AI art. And a lot of people look at the art that I do and say like, oh, that's not real art. And it's like, well, yeah, you're right. Like I'm not like Inio Asano like grinded away my sad boy manga on paper. So yeah, like it's like I've never been interested in defending myself as an artist, and I do see that what I do is like very, you know, it's like I do take a lot of shortcuts, and I think that's fine because I'm a lazy person, but I don't want to encourage anyone else to do it. So I don't know, like it's like like how's the saying go? Like everyone old, like everything that was invented before you were born is I'm messing it up.
Everything that was invented before you were 5 years old is a permanent fixture of life and will never go away. And everything invented after you turned 15 is an abomination against God.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So like I'm seeing the abomination against God. And like, oh no, this could have been me. Like with the AI anime art. It's all been very interesting. And sorry to turn this into another AI podcast, but it's an interesting thread to this card game. Like especially since the art is a big part of the card game, and it is about celebrating artists. But I don't know, not all of these look really their best. Like regardless if it's hand drawn or not. Like God, like this promo. Like I was just looking at the Gamefound. This promo card of Frederick Jones. I'm looking at the background. Like that doesn't look right. That doesn't look like a good background. And the nitpicking hour is upon us.
Do you want me to tell one more story about Amputee Yuri, and then we can get into the cards?
Yes, please, please. I love Amputee Yuri. Please tell me about it.
That story, and I was thinking of that art. I was just like reflecting on it. I was like, well, what really do I object to about that? There's not really anything I object to about it, and except for like, you know, I get bothered by seeing a bunch of AI art on Pixel because it's just like hard to surf through. But thankfully, that tag exists. But I was like, yeah, this kind of reminds me of in the Markiplier fandom for the YouTuber Markiplier. There's this weird trend, and I don't know why, but it's his fans love to do edits of photos of him where they make it look like he's amputated. So I'm going to send one to the chat right now.
What?
He was doing like Botox, and so they edited it to look like his arms.
What? Well,
it's like a popular.
Well, you see. I mean, clearly he lost his arms. He lost his arms when he was attacked by the gangs in LA, as Tumblr loves repeating.
That's right. I've heard that before. I thought you were going to make the joke about Chica attacking him, because that's what a bunch of the comments were saying when I found this image. We're like, oh, he hasn't been the same since Chica.
I don't know where the Markiplier gang, like LA gangs thing came from, but I love it so much.
There's such deep lore.
I knew it was the Smash or Pass Pokemon guy, right?
Yep, that is also him.
What is this a fetish? Is it like
he hasn't been the same since the LA gang.
He hasn't been the same since he was attacked by the LA.
How's he gonna fuck the Pokedex now? Is he gonna be able to?
I mean, you don't need arms to fuck.
I mean, that's true. I don't know. It just might be useful for some of them.
Mewtwo can just lift you up, so like he could just assumedly, hold out a hand and it works.
Yeah.
Mewtwo can consent. That's true. He can talk. I said this before.
All Pokemon can consent.
Mewtwo passes the Harkness test.
Yeah.
Then again, Scooby-Doo also. Well, I mean, Scooby-Doo also passes the Harkness test, so you can Scooby if you want.
Let's talk about some cards.
Not my case. yeah.
No, we're talking about having sex with Scooby-Doo.
I love this podcast.
I guess we'll move on to the spreadsheet since I'm still before I just get caught in a spiral thinking about Amputee Markiplier and like why this exists. Like
So number 25 is Jekyll. What's the that was an Arthur reference, by the way. There's a song where they go Jekyll, Jekyll, hide, Jekyll. But anyway,
I was thinking Chaka Khan.
that
Oh
might be what they
no.
were referencing. Actually, that might have been what the Arthur episode was referencing. I only know children's cartoons. I don't know popular media.
It's okay.
So
I shouldn't know this much gay disco music as I do.
I mean,
of course. Wait, I know it from Arthur. What? Oh, yeah.
Having fun isn't hard when you have a library card.
Yes, I know that one. Like that is.
They don't even know Genghis Khan.
Is it Jekyll?
They don't even know my Eurovision references.
So we have the card title, subtitle is of course to Jekyll Khan, and then is it unique? It is unique. It says yes, it's unique, and then the faction of the card is Apple Black, and then the card type, it's a character card. And then the traits, it's a rebel, and then it has like a, one of those dividers, and then it says villain, so rebel, villain. And then we have action type is purge, and then progress value red is 2, and then the purge cost blue is 3, and then the card ability is if purged from the active row, purge one of the opponent's allies, and we've got allies bolded there. Comma use optimal, yes. Period at the end, no. And then what is wrong? Well, we have a quote here. One of the opponent's allies, that sounds wrong. Opponents has no possessive. This is part of a 3-step move to remove one ally controlled by an opponent. So there's no possessive on the allies, like possessive in terms of grammar.
Yeah.
And then we have we have all that stuff about the 3-step move.
Purge one of opponent's allies, not an opponent's, not your opponent's, opponents. And it doesn't have the apostrophe, right? It's not apostrophe S, it's just S. So that's an issue.
Maybe because they're thinking
allies,
you could play this 3-player.
Yeah.
Well, I think the idea is
no, it should be of an opponent's. Still accounts for an opponent's, target opponents.
I think what it is that there's something called an opponent's ally, and an opponent's ally, there's one of.
Opponent's allies is also really awkward as a phrase.
Yeah, and that, the thing with any card that deals with the allies, it's like, well, the allies go away at the end of each turn, so it kind of feels like you are wasting a turn if you concern yourself with the allies because they're not sticking around. I guess I could see
active row. Oh wait, you can use this, so you can take this off the active row to pay a purge cost.
Yeah, I believe you can purge any. Can you purge any card from any all right, let me consult a quick start guide.
I feel like you wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't want to purge from the battlefield most of the time, I think.
But what if you want to take away the opponent's ally? I don't know. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see.
I'm going to open up the PDF right now. Sorry for the yawn on capture.
Well, that's how we get hype for opening up guidebooks that we keep consulting.
you yawn. That's the sound of hype.
Oh gosh, I should print this out for the convention and just have it there. So to consult any.
You should have like a tournament judge's uniform.
Yeah.
Like a black and white striped shirt.
Oh my gosh, yes, the ref shirt. Yes.
Black pants.
I want to play. I want to be a participant in this. Because I want that title. I want to be able to go on this podcast and brag that I'm the Eurasia champion of Saturday Wars, and therefore one of the top-ranked players in the world. I want to be able to say that, but also I don't think anyone
running the tournament, which I feel.
No. You're right.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's conflict of interest.
Oh God, no. Okay, but I want to be able to brag. No. Okay, maybe. What if I get someone else to run the tournament?
Someone else to. Yeah, okay, then you could, but they do have to wear the judge outfit.
Okay. Because I've got 2 of my friends on board to play this. And we're open to anyone else popping in and joining. And so I guess we designate one of us as the judge, or maybe we can rotate. Who's the judge?
I mean, if
so everyone gets their shot
remotely, I can do it over Zoom.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, we'll have to work out with the time zone. Yeah, see, if somebody is available to be the judge.
That would be the coolest thing ever, Taper. I've always wanted to like be a part of,
I
like
will
thing you're
I
doing.
will most likely be available depending
That would
on
be
time.
awesome. Oh my gosh. Maybe we could do like structure it like a bonus episode.
Yeah.
First ever Saturday Wars tournament. I don't want to get cucked out of my chance of getting the title, but you're right. If I judge it, I can't get the title. Oh, that was the prize I want. Okay, I don't know what prize I want to hand out. Okay, I should say whoever is going to judge the tournament will hand out because it won't be me because I want to play in the tournament. But I want to for the runner-up prize, I want to make the Sano ant with bindle and like hand out those and write like better luck next time. Like
Aw,
I don't know what I would give for the first place winner. Like maybe like Sano beating the shit out of the out of someone. Like, yeah, you fucking won.
I have an idea. I
Wait,
have no
yeah?
idea how to get it to you unless I like sent it to you or something. But I know how to needle felt. I could needle felt the little mascot guy from the Saturday Voice. You could give a little
my
needle
God.
felt. I don't know how
Maybe
to
next
get it to
time.
you though. Yeah, I would have to like. I'd have to like send it. That was an awesome little segue. Would you like me to read the next part of the card that I haven't got to?
Yeah. I'll keep looking around, see if you could purge from the active row.
Yeah.
The last part of this card that we're talking about, which of course is Jekyll Con, is we're talking about how Magic the Gathering does it. So how this line is done in Magic the Gathering. No MTG creatures were found that only have an ability they can't trigger themselves that lets you destroy an opponent's creature when leaving play. I thought there were. But that's everything. That's the full reading.
Let's see.
I mean, let's see. Basically, what it's doing is sacrifice a creature, destroy an opponent's creature, which I feel like exists somewhere, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I got the quick start guide, and oh my gosh, I see the mascot. He's so cute.
He really gotta figure out.
I mean, I feel like there's probably an artifact or something that does that.
Character cards may be purged from your hand, from play, or from the top of your shonen deck. So from play would be from the active row, I think. So I think you could just purge Jekyll Con and willy nilly whatever you want. I think.
Wait, I see this. I see this. This Redrick Jones card you've posted.
Yeah, look, the background on that's a little funky. Like the way the windows are.
Funky.
I don't know. Yeah,
Which one you
got some weird. It's a little bit earlier up in the chat. The Frederick Jones card.
It's like a chibi.
Little chibi of the CEO. Got a ugly looking city in the background. Windows that aren't the same. Like
It's so weird. It's
weird
chibi
reflect-
art. Just make it stylish
those
and
aren't
simple.
that's not this. Just his coat draping around thin air. It's little legs. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the little
Hard to
chibi
tell
guy.
behind the text window, behind the text box.
Right.
Was he always rendered as chibi in the manga, or is it's the founder? It's a founder of Saturday AM. Oh.
Yeah. There's a Saturday AM. Like they did their version of Isekai Quartet called Saturday Playdate, where it's like a crossover of their main series.
Kawaii,
And
that's adorable.
Frederick Jones as a character does appear in that manga. And like there is a lot of really deep cuts in that. Like I know a lot about Saturday AM, and there was a lot of like, wait, who's that editor? And just trying to like keep up with it. I think it's fine. Here, if I could give my brief summary of this gag manga they did.
Please do. I'm actually very interested in it. That kind of thing is adorable to me.
Oh yeah, like they do. It's interesting and like how like they do like a lot of like meme and references and like doing like drawing SpongeBob faces and things like that. Like it's very interesting seeing that in a manga. And I think that one thing that I think works against Saturday AM is how slowly they release their series. And I get why the weekly schedule is a death sentence for a lot of artists, so slowing down is fine. But I think going that slow, it kind of like makes it hard to like for them to like stick in your mind, and it's so to have like this like little chibi series where like it feels more relevant, where it's like, okay, if Apple Black's gonna circle the drain for the next 10 years, it's kind of like that kind of like puts you in a different mindset of like, oh, this is like a relic, that dinosaur that has continued into the modern day, where it's like this is like trying a little more to be like, okay, we're a little jokey, a little memeier. It's a very cute art style. I think though, and I think it's fine for what it is, even if you don't have the PhD in Saturday AM history and you can't identify all of the real people cameos. It's weird how they're very fixated on Bully and how there's like a lot of like I think there's been 3 or 4 chapters and at least 2 of them have related to bullying, and the teaser for the end of one chapter was like, next chapter, bullies, bullies, and more bullies. And then the very next chapter they tease this, they use the same tagline, bullies, bullies, and more bullies, and it's like, geez, Saturday AM, you are really
which series was there?
We're talking about the chibi gag manga crossing over various.
Saturday.
Oh yeah, okay.
Playdate, the chibi spin-off manga, and like they're like it's very strange that that the bullies are like is such like a force against Saturday AM. And it feels oddly like appropriate for them because they do cry a lot about how the bullies are keeping them down and how like, oh, there's just so much harassment. Oh, like and being very hurt by this in a way that I just don't see other manga companies really making a big deal about. And so it's one of those like, okay, it's like, I guess like, you know, if this is what's on your mind, like I guess this is appropriate. But it's also like I thought this was like going to be like your cutesy isekai quartet. I thought like, you know, we'd see like the characters hanging out.
Y'all have an entire manga for fighting bullies.
Exactly. We have Bully Eater at home.
I have some advice for them. I think that the idea at its core, like what you're suggesting, what we hoped for, where it was like fun crossover of the various Saturday AM characters, is legitimately a great idea. Potentially something could help them expand into like doing it in another format besides just comics, because first of all, cut back on all of the dealing with bullies and like weird dealing with your critic stuff. Cut back on that. You're not Teen Titans Go. So just
I was gonna say,
just
this is a return of Slade from Teen Titans Go.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking of.
Don't be that episode, please.
So, right, then they also have Saturday Wars, the manga, which is like another like crossover endeavor. So it's like, wait, how many fucking crossovers do you guys need? Like, manga isn't known for their crossovers, but you're trying to be a manga company.
At least 2. Clearly, they need at least 2.
Think of this. Imagine, this is my genuine advice for you, Saturday Wars, because I remember I always said that, like, you know, I always want to have a little bit of positive advice and like point them to positive things to look at for inspiration. So if you want to help your brand expand more, help you get up beyond just 5% on that fundraiser and get some more like genuine fans willing to pay, make YouTube and like Instagram shorts, like little like 30-second shorts featuring the Saturday Wars characters interacting. Nothing deep, nothing responding to critics, like them being cute and interacting with each other. Put it on YouTube or and Instagram. Do both, honestly. It's such the wave right now. You have Sanrio.
Alternatively, I mean, you could. And you can also have shorts of them beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was gonna say, if you need something like not as animation intensive, like doing cute little chibi would be like super easy. You wouldn't have to put a ton of animators.
Oh yeah.
But if you have like some fight animators on staff, then you could do fights.
Or like you don't even need to do detailed animation. You can just do a dust cloud. Like
like that was I think that was the most recent chapter of Saturday Wars. Was Sano gets a love letter and he wants to figure out who sent him the love letter, but it turns out it was a bully. And he has to defeat the bully, and it was so freaking weird, man. Like I never want to hear like, oh, you know, you've got some weird complicated feelings about Apple Black. Well, look at what like Apple Black and Saturday AM is putting out into the world. Like you're writing a story where your OC gets a love letter from a bully. Like what the fuck is going? Like, dude, if this like,
I think that's called getting a love letter. I bullied you by flirting with you.
It was a misunderstanding. The bully didn't mean to write it like a love letter. So no homo there. Can't have anything gay happen to Sano. God for fucking bid, anything gay.
And what is this? One of my worm fanfic? What is this? One of my worm fanfics? Oh man. For the marketing. I think it's weird that we're the only people talking about this card game. Like you know, if the Saturday AM gang is busy, it's like I would think like, okay, why can't here's more like backseat marketing. If you don't mind me brandishing my backseat driver's license and backseat marketing, why can't they like just go up to like some card game YouTubers and you know and tell them like, hey, can you do like a playthrough of you playing this on Tabletop Simulator?
That would be ideal.
It's like so I'm just thinking like, okay, like I don't know like what's like the budget for Saturday Wars, and because I'm thinking like they gave out that $500 Amazon gift card for the winner of the March Art Madness contest. So I'm thinking like, okay, if you divide, like if you just sniff out 5 guys who do card game YouTube and be like, okay, $100 to just play through our card game, like that seems doable. And if they say like, hey, that price is too low for me, then just move on to the, like, I don't know, like just finding people to just pay people to play your card game. Like as I'm saying this, it's like, did they not do this? Like, did nobody play this? Like, how is it that like we're like the only ones I'm just like, surely they thought this through. Was there a reason why they couldn't? Like, I don't get it. Like why I don't want to be the most prolific Saturday Wars creator. I really don't. I want them to put some money into this and get people who are better YouTubers than me to talk about this. I can't be the only one. Please stop. Please help me. I want off this ride.
I want off Mr. I forgot what it's called. Mr. Skeleton.
Mr. Bones Wild Ride.
Thank
Bones
you.
Wild Ride.
I wanted to do the meme, but I forgot.
I want to get off Mr. Bones Wild Ride.
Classic. So, anyone want to read the next card?
Yeah. Yes, let's read the next card.
So, just to clarify, are we talking about Lily? Oh, no, wait. Yeah, we're talking about Lily Dardanelles, right?
I
No,
think
we already did her.
We definitely did Bro.
We did
Bro.
no, I think. Did
The
we
last card
properly
in the
talk
last-
about? Did we properly talk about Prince Ashokan Ceazar or no?
Yeah, we did. We in the last episode, I had the fireworks go off when we talked about him.
What about Prince Caesar right below it?
Wait,
That
what
looks like the
fuck?
same
Wait.
thing. That looks like... okay, wait.
Wait, holy shit! Wait, are there? What the frick? Wait, are there two Prince?
Prince Caesar?
There's Prince
Yeah.
Asuka
No.
Caesar. No, I'm kidding. It's
There's
Ashokan.
Prince Ashokan Caesar and Prince Caesar.
Oh my god! Wait,
Which, I mean, there's
Uh,
one problem with this card.
Yeah.
With these two cards.
yeah. Let me look that up. Let me pull up that card real quick. Yeah, but what's the issue? What is the
Well,
issue?
the
with
issue
this?
is that you have a card called Prince Caesar and Prince Ashokan Caesar. It's like
Is that like a typo from Ricky? Like,
it's extremely confusing. Is the problem? No, it's not a typo. These are both real cards.
no, they couldn't have done that.
They did.
No,
They did.
it's terrible. No, surely, no. There's no way.
Yes. Yes, they did it. They did this.
I'm like, oh no, they did. No, no. Oh my god, how could you? No, that's awful. Oh my god, no.
Scripters, they just put his other name in there on one of them.
So can you play both of them? It's the Ryuzaki 3-dial problem. Can I play Prince Ceazar and Prince Ashokan Ceazar? No. Oh my god. Well, so Prince Ashokan Ceazar breaks the game, as we discussed last time.
Yeah.
We did not discuss Prince Ceazar. Oh my fucking god. How did this happen? How do you let this happen?
You have no idea.
Oh my god. I feel like I should be used to this by now. That, like, just some characters randomly have doppelgangers, and, some have last names, some have middle names, some are named Lopez. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. we're just throwing everything.
Nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens.
Eventually, you're going to get one card that's like one character's arm and then another card that's their foot, and you put it together and you create, what's it called? The thing you create in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm forgetting the name. When you get all the pieces together. Zodiac.
Yeah, Zodiac.
Exodia. Yeah, Exodia, the forbidden one. No, but what you actually create is The Mighty Hand by Auguste Rodin.
Oh my gosh. This is okay, so Prince Ceazar.
Yeah, I'll read
yeah, let's read that one.
So Prince Ceazar.
Prince Ceazar.
Card
Also,
title.
can we talk about Caesar spelled with a Z? Can we just talk about that for a second?
Yes, let's talk about it. Let's decompress.
Okay, it's been a second.
Yes.
On the card
This,
title. Oh, wait, did you want to say something?
About Ceazar.
Ceazar.
Yeah.
So on the card title / subtitle, we have Prince Ceazar, but with an S. It's Prince Ceazar. I assume that's going to be the right way to say it.
No. Ricky spelled it with an S on the spreadsheet because, yeah.
Okay, Ceazar under the card title.
The name it's spelled with a Z.
I don't know. I think I'm more okay with that one. Like the funny Z. Z's are cool. I'm gonna make my cool anime villain give him a Z in his name. I think that's one of the less egregious made up names in Apple Black. I think
honestly, smashing Ashokan Ceazar together is more egregious to me.
Ashokan, because his mother and father, like, one was from the Asho tribe and the other one was from the Khan tribe, so he becomes Ashokan, which that's a little like I don't know. I see the logic, but I think one of the reasons why Apple Black names
And
just
then
feel
his name is Ceazar.
Yeah. It's like there's like not a very consistent naming convention in Apple Black. So like the Aerith and Bob trope.
It's like the Aerith and Bob trope, but it's like Aerith and Dragos and Dracothor.
Yeah, like it's very jarring, and if all of the names were just like Lopeth, where it's like, okay, we're gonna take a common name and then just switch it up a little, that I think that's like an interesting way to approach fantasy names. I think, but because it's not consistent, that it kind of like feels weird, because like Sano is an anagram for a son, and Mikhail and Angelo are supposed to be like Michelangelo. If the characters are all going to have like fun anagram names, that's one fantasy world building thing. And I guess if it's like supposed to show how the world is very rich, and and show like the very diverse nature of their world, that's a way to do it, I suppose. I think it could have been better researched, because like the Hakim twins, if I could pull those up, if I could jump ahead. Sorry, while we're in the middle of Prince Ashokan Caesar.
We're on Prince Caesar, not Prince Ashokan Caesar.
Oh, my bad. So like the Hakim twins, Jahal and Jade Hakim. In the story, they refer to each other as brother and sister. Jahal and Jade are both feminine names, so I don't know if this is like some cool non-binary representation, and he's like a non-binary Nikabi, and there's that representation, or if this was a genuine error and it was just WhytManga just picking like, oh, this name sounds cool. And it's one of those like where
impossible to tell.
Yeah, or it's like, well, if you're gonna do like a non-binary Muslim coded character, I think that's something that you kind of I won't say don't do it, but I will say you should probably do a little like research into, because that's a very unique subculture that you should probably do a little, like, especially if you are an outsider to it. I think that it kind of deserves like a little more sensitivity, because or maybe it was just an actual fuck up, but he will never admit he fucked up. Instead, he will just go and retroactively edit his manga so it has even more words, because he thinks everyone around him is stupid and will never admit that he made a mistake. Anyway, Prince Ceazar.
Prince Ceazar, not to be confused with Prince Ashokan Ceazar, is a card that is considered unique. Yes, it is unique. In terms of the faction, it's Apple Black. In terms of the card type, it's a character card. In terms of the traits, it's rebel and then villain. And then in terms of action type, it's both animate and enduring. And in terms of progress value, red, it is 2. In terms of purge cost, blue, it is 3. In terms of card ability, animate, name a card. Enduring, named card cannot be played by either player when Ceazar is active. And then in terms of comma use optimal, yes. Period at the end, no, there is not. And then in terms of what is wrong, it says no issues found under that section.
And how Magic the Gathering does it.
How Magic the Gathering does it is Meddling Mage, WU, creature, human wizard. As this creature enters, choose a non-land card name. Spells with the chosen name can't be cast. This violent wasteland is an indictment of its people. These cowards lack the will to oppose disorder. 2 out of 2. Pissing Needle. 1. Artifact. As this artifact enters, choose a card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. And then, the last thing about, is the character referred in the effect cataloged? No, Ceazar is not. Oh my gosh, I just read okay, I thought I read the next one, but I didn't. I'm all good.
Okay. So, Chroma, any thoughts on how this compares to Magic the Gathering? Oh, I don't hear nothing.
Or Lost Connection.
Oh, well, I guess we could talk about the art, and Chroma's stepping out. I have no no issues with the art. I think it looks totally fine. I think that this background does match the character and the vibe pretty well. You know, it's got the same smoke cloud heaviness as the rest, but you know, we went over that last episode. That's not unique to Prince Ceazar. Can't remember which volume this shot is from, but I believe this is from the Apple Black manga. And he's one of those villains that I feel like he's ideologically opposed to Sano. But I'm kind of like, okay, but how is he the bad guy though? Like it's like he's gotta do some more dastardly things for me to like actually feel opposed to him and to root, because like already like Sano's not like a very good protagonist. So I don't know, maybe that's my bias.
That's an interesting perspective. Well, you know, sometimes with these types of manga, although I'm not sure if this is what he's taking influence from, is that sometimes you kind of understand where the villain is coming from.
Oh yeah.
So maybe he kind of accidentally stumbled into something really clever there. And because it's like it's like representing an opposing mindset, but not.
Yeah. Like I don't know if that is intentional, if he is supposed to be a sympathetic villain. But like, man, Sano just sucks. Like he's just so prissy and just annoying. And I don't know. Like I just don't like that dude. But he's supposed to be the stand-in for Jesus, so like I assume we're supposed to take him as the good guy. it'd be bad news if he wasn't. If he was supposed to be the bad example. Yeah, world building is very tricky with fantasy series like this, especially ones that, you know, aim to be very big and expansive. It's certainly ambitious to do that for one of your first manga. I'll say that. Should we send the search party out for Chroma?